Let's talk about the push and pull of productivity. I just shared a post a couple of days ago about how I wish I never learned to be productive. And I kind of stick by that because now that there are times when my energy is comes in waves. So there are phases in my life or times in my life when I'm high on energy and I'm like running about doing a lot of things. I churn out a lot of stuff, and then there's always also the time that it kind of dips and I need to rest and take that break and just allow myself to chill and conserve my energy or slowly build my energy back for the next high, right? And with the last few years, I've learned to work with my waves of energy. But so now I'm currently on the dying end of a high energy wave. All of January, for that matter, since December, the momentum started picking. I started worked on so many things all through January. I did a bunch of things, and I knew that as February comes, because I know how my year goes by. Which months are great, which months slow down, which months are a lot of deep, intense work. So as I knew February would come, my energy is going down. But then there was also a part of me that was like, you need to get back to your spiritual practices. You haven't been doing anything much other than what you do for your sessions and for work and all of that. So you have to get back to your practices. It just felt like I was, constantly getting this message of getting back to my practices. So my thought was, so now that I'm slowing down slightly at the work end, I should be doing my spiritual practices, shouldn't I? I should be sitting and channeling and meditating and all of those things. But I tried and I couldn't. I just couldn't somehow connect. It felt like while I was sitting there trying to meditate, all I wanted to do was sleep. All I wanted to do was nothing. And but there was this part of me that was like, you got to do something. You have all of this time. And talking it out with a friend helped me realize that again this productivity bug has sneaked in from somewhere, and I've spent now years now trying to unlearn being productive and know how to tap into my energy and then take it easy the rest of the time. But again it had sneaked in, and was trying to get me to do things, in the name of spirituality. Right? And it was just a realization that spiritual practices don't always have to be, these extended practices of XYZ and doing this and doing that. The whole aspect of just resting and allowing your body to recuperate and, gain back its energy is also a spiritual practice in a way. That's you being mindful of your energy and taking care of your energy. So, all of this goes to say that productivity, it's that constant push and pull. You need it at times, but there are times when you don't really need it. You learn to be productive, but then it kind of like overtakes your entire life, which is the problem. And I this is why I said I wish I never learned to be productive, because then I don't look at this few minutes of time that I have in my hand and think, oh, I should be doing something right now. Whereas every part of me just wants to rest a little bit and take it easy, because we've done a month of a lot of high energy stuff, churned out so much. So why is this still there? That productivity bug doesn't go away. It's like, no, now that it's caught on, wants to keep churning out more, when that's that push and pull basically, right? So a little bit about the masculine and the feminine energy here, because that's the masculine energy, right? Moving, taking action, and that whole drive to do things, the very productive energy. But the feminine energy, which is where your spiritual practices are, which is more being in flow, being intuitive, taking breaks and being by yourself, that has that aspect. So I feel that we need to understand that productivity might not be just this. We I feel productivity, we either redefine it to include all of the times where you're maybe being productive by also doing nothing, by just resting also you are still being productive. And trust me, I've actually spent years, but still, you know, another point to my previous video, the mind is sneaky and very clever. It kind of wants you to keep going, and it just sneaks in. So yeah, so how am I now dealing with this is telling myself it's okay if you're doing nothing as well. And somehow that's how this day began for me. I did not feel the drive to work on anything, but it was like, this voice inside just going, go, do something, work, pick something from your list. But internally, you just realize that no, I just want to kind of take things slow. And that's also being productive. And that's also important because as a result of me just letting myself be, rest, I had so many great insights. It gave me the silence that I needed for the part of me that needed to voice out that, here are some things that you've not been paying attention to. Here are the things you have kind of maybe you're not been seeing because you've been so caught up and in trying to be productive that you missed out on seeing how you've been overlooking. These are all the things that you've been overlooking. And I feel that silence, that rest, those periods of contemplation are so important. And in a way, not in a way, they are a spiritual practice itself. So the next time, that productivity bug in you tells you that, keep going, you just say that, what, this is also productive. Me doing nothing is productive as well, because whether you get something out of doing nothing, or is it, if even if it's just your body getting the rest you need mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, just getting the kind of rest that you need, that is also very, very productive. Yeah. So tell me, do you have problems with productivity, wanting to be productive all the time? So if it is, let me know. I'd love to maybe talk more about this topic. And honestly, still wish that I never learned to be productive in the first place.